Hi guys, so I was thinking what I can review. The kids are upstairs and doing some stuff and just hanging out together. And I went on to Crafter's Companion and I told you guys I'm not going to place any more orders until everything comes in fine from the last. I think I'm waiting on two. I think I'm waiting on 2 orders and then 1 makeup order that's like a whole box that just didn't come in. And then a couple things that are missing, right, that they're supposed to send. But I had picked these up on HSN, little Annabel Spenceley stamps, and they're really cute. And the ones I got from HSN are like mythical, kind of mystical, really cute designs. So the ones that they have right now on Crafter's Companion are more basic, just cute ones, and I knew I didn't have them. So I did order them because right now, it's not really like the greatest deal, but they're on sale with a Rock-a-Block set, I think, and then they give you a free gift and some other stuff. So I don't even know if that's still happening, obviously, when you watch this video. So I did pick them up, and that is a 6-pack. So somebody had seen my haul video and told me, oh, you're supposed to have 6 of these. And I'm like, really? And then I realized, wait, hold on. Now are these from HSN? HSN usually doesn't, you know, like if it was supposed to be 6 in here, it'd be in here. So these are a set of 4. On HSN, they have 2 sets of 4, and then on Crafter's Companion, they have a set of 6, plus I think you can buy them separately. I don't really know. So I figure, why not? And then I had bought pretty much all the illustrators that Crafter's Companion offers. I have the Spectrum Noir markers, right? The ones that look like this, that have all 3 colors that blend together. And I have pretty much, I bought them on, you know, HSN, and then I let them give me the monthly, or not the monthly, but the auto ship. I think it was every couple months. Quarterly, they would send 6 new colors. So I think all the colors are now on Crafter's Companion's website. So I was like, you know what? But in the meantime, I pretty much switched out all of my Spectrum Noir, the original ones. Now they're called Classiques, but at the time they were just the original Spectrum Noirs. They've changed the shapes so many times and all that. I sold them, I think, on my Store Envy. I got rid of some dried out. I just threw them away, you know, whatever. And I know sometimes you can add alcohol. I did that on my old videos. I showed you guys how to reconstitute them. So if you don't know, I'll show you in just a minute. You can just add, you want a higher alcohol, not just like regular rubbing alcohol. You can try it, it works, but you want something better, like a 60, 70, 99% alcohol. And it, just pour it in there, basically. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So I want to try out my illustrators, because I bought the whole brand new set of illustrators, basically. I even had to go on their website and like pick the ones that weren't in kits, you know, so I can have pretty much all of them. I think I just didn't buy all the grays and all the browns, because there's like a lot of shading colors that I don't really need. But I did pick up all the rest of them, and I've never really used them, so I think I'll use those today. And the difference with the illustrator, I've already shown you guys in other videos, the difference between this one, the illustrator, the Classiques, which I have a few of, and the Sketch. I think Sketch is kind of basic, but so what I'm going to do is pull out some illustrators. We're going to stamp this obviously on some stamping paper. I usually use this one. Okay, here it is. So this is what it looks like. It's a white stamping card, 60 sheets, 300 GSM. Obviously the 60 sheets doesn't matter, but it's from Crafter's Companion. And I just have a big old stack of it here. And so I just pull from there whenever I do any of this kind of thing. But let me grab a piece, sorry. Super thick paper, super thick. I'm going to choose some colors, and to be honest, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. What I'm going to do is look at my tricolor, tri-blend ones, and if you look at your tri-blend, it'll tell you there the 3 colors that are in here, PV2, PV3, and PV4. So I'm going to look at my tan color, because that's what the skin color I want, and see what letters it says I should use, and then I'll pick out some other colors. I don't know which one I'm going to do. I always do fairies, I feel like. Oh, I don't know. This is tough. I don't know which one I want to do. I'll pick one, and then obviously the colors that need to go along with it. Okay, so for right now, I only picked a few colors. You know what's funny? This is what happened. This is what happened. I had just bought a whole set of the Spectrum Noirs and like the 70 some odd of them. These are not Classiques. So I went ahead and bought all the illustrators. So these were already open. So I want to use these up before I open my illustrators. But I do have illustrators that I don't have a original color for it. Does that make sense? So I put those in my bag and filled up the rest of them. So a lot of these are just your basic Spectrum Noir, because again, I want to use those up first and let them dry and do what they're going to do before I open my other ones. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do this one. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm kind of already feel daunted by looking up. This is why I like my tri-colors or tri-blends, because I just got it and it works, right? But for now, what I'm going to have to do is get this little guy. Oh, these are smaller than I thought. And you know what? They smell like photopolymer. Yep, this is that photopolymer stamp. That's what I want to know. Remember when I had said, because they're kind of inexpensive, you know, but they are smaller, so maybe that's why. Smaller stamp set. You are going to use your alcohol-proof dye inks, whatever brand is that you like, but I'm using Crafter's Companion brand. I kind of want to rub that in there because it's still has that sticky, tacky dispersion layer, so we want to make sure this really sticks. And I'm just going to stamp it right down here because I don't know how I'm going to cut this out. Aw, she's cute. This very center did not get a lot of ink on it, I could tell. Even when I went to stamp it, I could tell, but we'll leave it like that. And oh, I'm going to sit down. So this is what I did. I printed up one of these color charts from Crafter's Companion site. You can find them on there. You have to go on, I think, click on downloads and then Spectrum Noir, and then you find the color chart you want. So I don't have it all colored in because, again, I have some illustrators that aren't open and I don't want to open them until I need to use them. So I hope that makes sense. But I have something that's going to fall. You might hear something fall. I'm always dropping things. Okay, so I went to see about the tan skin color. That's not it. The tricolor pen for this says I should do TN 1, 2, and 4. Now, I did not come up with this myself. So again, you know, you really have to look at your color charts, swatch your stuff, and know kind of what might blend together. For the hair, I made my own color choices, so we will see what happens. I'm not going to say already that this is going to work. We'll have to try it out. I do have Copic hair colors, which are some of my favorite hair colors, and I know the combinations for those to make like brown hair, black hair, you know, blonde hair, red hair, whatever. But for this one, I have no idea, so I just kind of made it up. But let's see what happens here. So we always start with our lightest color. So let me show you the illustrator. It has a bullet point. And this is my favorite part, because even with Copics, this is the one I use, the brush, kind of softer. I love that nib. Spectrum Noir, your basic one, and your classics do also have the same kind of bullet point, and it has like a thick one like this. I don't, you know what, now I have to look at that. I feel like I need to take that back. Because they're sketch pens, and the sketch isn't that common, but the sketch is also just like that. It has a big, huge, Sharpie chisel point. But you know what, let me grab a classic really quickly for you guys. I think I have one in here. And I'll show you right quick what that looks like. So this is the Creative Coloring Taste Of. So here are classics. Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. Supposedly they redid the ink. So this ink flows a little bit smoother. This is a little bit bigger, this bullet point. And then we have the chisel. Classic. Okay. But the classic is your basic. Illustrator just has that really nice brush tip that I like, that I prefer. So I'm going to start with TN1. And I'll probably color most of this. So this one pretty much goes everywhere. This is the lightest color, supposedly. And I like to do in sections, obviously. So we're doing her face. Go in with the TN2 around where there should be shadows. Wherever it's gray, that's the bullet point in the smaller side. So I'm going to bring in some of this around her face to darken that area up wherever you would think there should be shadow. Okay, so that's the 2. And then I'm going to do TN4. This one, again, does have a little differentiation for that little bullet point, but I like this side better. And this is pretty dark, so what I'm going to do is be very careful with it. Okay. And we're going to go back to number 1, TN1. And you kind of blend it all back in. Now, if you want to, so cute, put some little cheeks in there, you would come in with like a little pinkish color, whatever color you want. So I'll do the same thing for the arms, and I'm going to work with them one arm at a time, because again, I don't want to make it too splotchy. These are really small and delicate, so I'm probably going to switch out to the pointy side for the TN2. Just in here. And 4, again, the very pointy, just because it's very, very tiny. these areas. And go back in with our TN1. So I'm gonna do the same thing for her little other hand, her other arm, should I say, and her little foot, and I'll be right back. It didn't take too long because my camera didn't even turn off. There it goes. So I told you I was gonna drop something. There it goes. Okay, so for her little dress, I just chose a few colors, but PV2, I'm gonna tell you right now, these PV2, PV3, PV4, they don't go together that well, okay? I've tried these and the lavender ones too, and I don't know why, but they just, ugh. So anyway, we'll start again with the lightest one, so that would be PV2. Supposedly these are the ones that go together, but you'll see what I mean in just a minute. I think I did another tutorial using this one time. Oh, I forgot her knees. All right, I'm gonna have to go back in there. She has little knees right here, I didn't notice. I think one time I remember I was doing a video, this is on my old channel a long time ago, and there was a little, like a little beaver. It was like a winter scene, and I colored his teeth in brown because his little teeth I didn't notice. You know, they have little teeth that stick out in the front. And I just went right over it. Okay, PV3. Again, let's bring this out. And it's not that PV1 or 2 and 3 don't match or don't coordinate. I'm just gonna go in the areas where it looks like it needs the shading, which is everywhere. There's like underneath here and in here. It's this PV4. My goodness, look at this. You'll see in just a minute. It is like, well, I guess once you layer on top, it's super bright. So I'm barely going, and sometimes what you can do is just press dots instead of like a harsh line. If you dot, 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 because when you come back in to blend it, it'll look a lot nicer. But I think with this one, it's almost like I should just leave it those first two colors. Because this stuff is horrible. Okay, PV2. I'll show you off screen what that looks like. Not off screen, off the paper here. What each color looks like individually, and then you'll see what I mean. And I think you'll agree that they do not coordinate. But I guess once you layer one on top of the other, it's a little better. I feel like it needs more of the mid shade. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to PV2, bring that out. Okay, let me show you. Where do I have a scrap? Oh, here. This is kind of where I was. I don't know if you can see that. That's 2, 3, and then 4. And the 4 is just so bright compared to the rest of it. I don't know. So, there it is. Alright. And then the hair, which is my scariest part because I came up with this one by myself. I do MB1, MB3, and TN7 because TN7 has a little more brownish, but a pretty brown. Where MB1, again, is just a lighter color. I try to stick with the MBs and I'm like, I didn't like it. So what I'm doing is just flicking this as well as I can. It's easier to do this with Copics, to be honest, but I'm just flicking, flicking, flicking towards wherever the light should be, and I guess it's going to be kind of this way, right? So she should have a little more of a halo, lighter hair here. And you can use it to color the whole thing in, but just when you get to the end of that area, you want to flick, flick, flick. Trying to decide where this light... this is going to join up right here. Because the light really should be over here. I might have messed it up already. Okay, MB3. Oh, nope, just the little pointy side. And again, this is the deeper brown. Basically with hair, as long as you do a bunch of flicks, 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 it'll end up looking right. Okay. I know it seems weird at the beginning, but so maybe the hair, the brightness should be down here. So I'm just going to and now we're gonna go to the darkest, which is TN7, and basically do the same thing. but from the very tips here. Let me tell you, with the, what's that thing called? The Copics, this is just a lot easier. I'm not the best at doing this. Let's see here. And we're going to come back in with a little more. I know it looks a hot mess. Hopefully it'll start looking better in just a minute. And we go back over with the 2 and the 3 and everything else again. So I'm going to come back in with 3, and just flick, 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 flick. Trying to avoid that little guy's ears. I'm totally getting that kind of messed up a little bit there. This is the part that takes the longest, and this is normally why I don't even make these kind of videos, because I'm like, and then go back in with 1. And comb her hair. I mean, that's basically what you're doing, kind of combing it. Am I in frame? Okay, good. And what I might do is just come back in and kind of touch it up here and there with a little bit of the darkest color. Just to give it a little more definition. My kids, I don't know what they're doing up there. I just heard like a boom. The loud kind of thud there. I'm sure they're fine. Okay, so I'm going to keep playing with this just to make it look a little better from that MB. I'm sorry, TN7, go back into this guy, the medium shade. And just fill it in so it looks a little better. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I just kept working it. So this is, as much as I'm going to do, you know what, I'm going to take that middle color, kind of really accentuate that part a little bit. Okay. So that's that. And then I need colors I didn't choose yet for the wings, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna go get my tricolors because those are easier to just pick out and say, you know, I'm gonna do a little bit of kind of a lightish bluish in there and pick something out for this little unicorn, and we're almost done. Okay, so for her wings and for his little body, I'm gonna use this aqua blend, but if you have the colors, you can use AB1, AB2, and AB3. So we start with the light one. Actually, on this one, I'm only going to use the light one. So what I usually do for wings like this is I'll come in and just kind of trace them a little bit. Suppose this is soft, and it's very... I came in a little bit rough. I try to do it very lightly, just on the inside. I probably should have gone with a lighter shade, but this I thought was light. I usually use like a blue or a gray. And just to give it like a little feeling of something, right? A little something, like a little gossamer, a little feeling of there. And then I'm going to use the same color, so I'm going to come in with the light again and go ahead and do most of this little guy, except for like where he has little stars and all that. But again, sections at a time is probably better. So like you go there, then I go to the medium. Should go in here, under his little hair. And then the dark, again, if it's a very small area, you can just dot, dot, dot. Just add that color in. And then go back to the light. When it's something small like this, I don't mind just going right back to light and just blending it out. But if you have to go back to the medium and do more, then be my guest. So I'll do his whole little body like that. Like I'll do this little leg. These two probably can be done at the same time. If you have your blender pen and you got some color where you don't want it, what you're going to do, where's my blender? It's probably in here somewhere. Yeah, let me grab that real quick. a blender pen is basically all alcohol. So all you do is if you have a color, ooh, see, it just all flew out there. I don't know if you saw that. That's not good. Hopefully that dries up. But let's say like right here on her little buns, I got a little pink on this outside. And what you do is put it where you don't want it and push it. You can either hold it down and let it push through the paper, or you push it back to the color where you do, you know what I'm saying, where it should go. And that's how you use a blender. It's not really an eraser. They say it's an eraser. It's not. But it kind of helps you get rid of it. Oh, and since I've been chatting, I forgot to do this stuff, but okay. So again, medium, dark, and then blend it back through with the light. Okay, I'm gonna do the little hair, his little unicorn, and we're pretty much done. Oh, so for his hair, I did pick purple. This is just a purple blend, and it's PL2, PL3, PL4. And again, you come in with the light. Oh, I should do his little ears a little bit. I just noticed his ears should be blue on this outer edge. Light color here. And then go to your mid color and put that where you think it should go. And now again, his little unicorn, you can do whatever you want. If you want to flick, flick, flick like you did for her hair. And then darkest. And then come back in with your lightest shade. And blend it. And with this one I'm just going to... Okay, I'll probably use yellow on his little hooves, on his little horn. Just a yellow color, just real quickly, just to put down some color. Again, obviously I'll finish up his little purple hairs, and then we'll cut this out and frame it up, or mat it up. Okay, so I have them here. What I'm gonna do is cut this paper out real quick. Again, I don't know what I wanna do with this, so I'm gonna give it a good amount here. I feel like I need to use some kind of frame or something cute, right, so we can mat it up. But she's also just kind of chilling here, so what I'm gonna do is take that same... Actually, where's my other? I'll take this vintage blue. Let me see. I want a lighter blue than the one I used for her wings. Oh no, that's really dark. You know what I'll do it? Icy blue. Hold on. Let me try TB1. Ooh, it's a little bit dark, but that's okay. Well... Did I ever use this one? Let me see. Yep, I used that one. Let's do TB1. That's fine. So I'm just going to kind of go around this whole thing. And it's not going to be like the biggest deal, but it'll just make it look nice. Not too much on the foot because I'm going to do something else there. So just kind of around the whole image, okay? But I'm trying to use a light hand. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And then down here, I'm gonna take a piece of paper. Ooh, how come I never have paper that I don't care about? Everything I care about here. Let me see. Oh, here's a piece of paper I don't care too much about, I guess. It's already ripped up anyway. So what I'm going to do is just tear this. Oh, I wish I would have torn it straighter than that. This paper is not behaving with me. It's a little pointier than I would like. Yeah, no, I want it a little bit straighter. Hold on, let's do that again. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to cover up a little piece here, and we're going to do this judiciously. So I have Spring Meadow here. I have a dauber. And I'm just going to come in, kind of do this kind of thing. Obviously, not so much around the tail, but... That way she's kind of a little bit like sitting somewhere, and I can see that I still need a little bit more. I don't mind putting a couple layers of this. I'm trying not to get her hand. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to use this down here to kind of... I'm probably going to cut that out, obviously. So cute. Oh, you know, it'd be cute to stamp like some little flowers or other things around the side, but I kind of want it to be just what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna finish going around with this around her little shadow, or not her shadow, but the whole thing, and we'll cut it out and get it matted. My diamond press frames here. And you know what I just realized? If I frame this, I want a different frame, right? So I should use, let me see. I don't want to cut too much down, but at the same time, if I frame that and I frame it within another frame, right? Or should I just use a regular piece after behind it? Oh, we'll just go with the smaller one, that's fine. And I'm trying to make sure I don't clip her little wing there. Let's put this straight so we can see what we're doing. My paper is not straight, so. Alright. I just want to make sure when I cut it out, it'll be kind of straightish, right? A little bit straight. I am going to stick this down. And I do need to trim this down a little bit because when I put it in my folder, I think it's going to stick out. Let me see. Yeah, so this last piece here, I should trim this away. I'll just pull it out a little bit. I'm going to run this through the marquee real quick, and then I'm going to cut out another piece to coordinate for the mat. And then we'll just put together our little card. I don't think, you know, oh, there are some sentiments. Maybe I'll go in with a sentiment. I don't know. Obviously there's sentiments. I don't know why I skipped right over them. So quiet, this machine. I love it. I was like, oh no, it's because this... Look at that. Oh, okay. So I'm going to cut a mat and then we'll put a little sentiment on there and we'll finish up. Okay, everyone. My kids are ready for me to be done. They came down, they're like, are you done? Oh, almost. I have this little cute paper from Basic Gray, and it was just a paper pack that is literally just sitting here where I can see it, and I thought, oh, that's cute. So I grabbed that and I just cut the larger frame there. I have a piece of kind of bluish tealish paper that is just your standard A2 size card, folded in half, but I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, of course. So I was thinking about putting it like this, but then I thought, wouldn't it be cute if we make an easel card out of it, maybe? Should we make an easel card? I don't know. Feel like... yeah, maybe we should. Why not? Okay, so what I'm going to do is fold it at about 2 1/8, which is right in the half of 4 1/4. We're going to have another fold there. And we're going to stick our card there, and that's where I'll put the sentiment and maybe some other little embellishments, but we will see. Like I said, my kids are starting to rush me. All right. Oh, you can also pop dot this. That'd be really cute. And one other tip I can give about coloring is you're supposed to color so much that it comes through the other side. This is not enough. I should have put more and more and more, but that's okay. And again, if you want to distress your edges even more, that's another thing you can do. Clearly. And I'm just going to put sticky stuff on this, just so I know that's completely stuck, but also right at the tip or the edge of this, because I want to make sure my paper is stuck down, but not all the way to the edge, because you saw this thing does not go all the way to the edge. I should have cleared that up. Alright. Let's put that down like if we had normally just matted on our card. Oh, how funny, this side was a little bit less glue than this side. How'd that happen? I thought I stopped short on this side. Alright, look at that. Oh my goodness, so cute. So I do have a little extra piece of this paper, so I'll probably use this somehow, right, for the little matting for our sentiment. And this is taking a lot longer than I thought because we were coloring. Look at this. We have little stars and other things that we can decorate with. I think it'd be cute if we had some more to decorate with that was like not just stars, but that would be cute. Especially because my scene's kind of daytime, isn't it? I feel like it's kind of a daytime scene because of the grass. So I will not stamp those, but there's plenty of them. They're super cute. You're pretty magical. This card is meant to turn your frown upside down. I thought it said tum. I'm like, tum, I believe in you. That's sweet. All right, let's do I believe in you. I will stamp it on some kind of paper that coordinates. I'll be right back. Okay, I hear a lot of movement upstairs. All right, so I'm just gonna stamp I believe in you. Let me put my card to the side. I'm gonna stamp it on this blue paper. So yeah, it coordinates. Again, I normally would go for like a quick dry ink because it would stick a little better. But again, this is also polymer, photopolymer, so it doesn't have a huge problem with ink sticking to it. So that's just the same ink I used earlier, my alcohol proof ink. And I'm going to cut this by eyeballing it, which is never the best idea, but that's okay. And if I wanted to, I guess I could have used some of the smaller frames from that same diamond press nesting dies. But I'm just going to cut it like this until it needs a little bit more here. Wonderful. Alright, I'm going to stick this to this paper, and then I'm going to take it over to my guillotine to finish trimming it up. I do like using a wet glue when I do something like this, because if you put wet glue and you trim it and it's not quite right, you can kind of squeeze it over to where you want it. But for now, I'm going to have to really look at it. I need like, until that's a little bit too much. Cut a little bit more away. Pretty good. There we are. And this guy over here. Not too bad. Alright, here we go. And I'm going to use some dimensional adhesives to stick this down right in here to pop it up a little bit. And that's it, guys. So hopefully you like the kind of tutorial. Like I said, I'm not the best colorist in the world. I do know a little bit about coloring. I should do it more often since I have all these markers. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them there. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.